You are now listening to the IELTS Podcast. Learn from tutors and ex-examiners who are masters of IELTS preparation. Your host, Ben Worthington.
Hello there, Ielts Podcast listeners. Now, in this episode, we're going to look at about 15 IELTS resources. And I will list them, give you a brief explanation, and I strongly suggest you go there. We're going to cover some resources for reading, for listening, for speaking, pretty much all of the skills you need. And the good thing about all of these, or at least most of these websites, is that they are free and it's real practical hands-on exercises. It's not sort of like reading an IELTS blog where it says structure your essay and stuff like that. No, this is to get real skills. And what I would recommend doing to get the most out of this is perhaps finding a site that you need or finding a site that you like and doing 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. Only through repetition, persistence, and having a consistent strategy, a consistent timetable, are you going to make progress. So let's have a look at the first one. And also grab a pen because these are going to be useful, and I'm pretty certain most of them you can do on your phone anyway as well. So it makes it even better. So let's go. ESL-lab.com. I mean, most of these you don't even have to get them perfect. Just put it into Google. So we go to ESL-lab.com. Click on one of these and we can get the recording. Yep. And we can choose the difficulty, easy, medium, hard. And we've got the answers there. And this is genius because you don't have to spend any money. All you have to do is listen and then answer the questions. It's multiple choice. So if you want to improve your listening, spend an hour a day on this and you will soon improve. You've got the answers there, so you're getting the feedback. Lots of different types of questions as well. You've got sentence and vocabulary matching, which is very good for IELTS. You've got mixed up sentence, you've got multiple choice, you've got short answer questions. So this is a very valuable resource, which I would strongly recommend you checking out. Now, number 2 on my list is Rongchang ESL Reading, and this looks like a really basic, simple website, but don't worry because it is actually quite sophisticated and it's what you're going to need to master for the IELTS reading. Okay, you get some simple text and you can choose actually whether you want it simple, difficult or whatever, and then you just read through it and you've got so many exercises afterwards. You can do yes no questions, you can do vocabulary questions, you can do a crossword, do a dictation, and I just really think that doing it this way you're going to practice a lot. You're going to just basically be building your vocabulary, especially if you're doing the closed test. And I mean, like I said before, consistent practice and you will get this done. Let's have a look at the next one. So the next one's 5-minute English. I think this is quite self-explanatory. Okay, and all you need here is 5 minutes and you've got exercises there. It's very interactive, which is what I like about it. What I like about the 5-minute English is that there's lots of topics about the English language. So it's not topics about, I don't know, Arctic penguins and stuff like that. So if you are one who's fond of the English language or is just curious about learning more, then there's lots of different sort of like theoretical topics. For example, there's one on intonation. There's 5 parts to the whole class, to the whole tutorial. And then at the end of the tutorial, you've got some reading, which gives you some more information. And then you've got like a multiple choice. And you can basically check your understanding. So that's a very useful resource for those lovers of the English language. Now the next one is absolutely fantastic. It looks a little bit confusing to get into, but once you're in there and you know how it works, it's a treasure trove. It really is. It's one of those ones that you would probably pay for if you didn't know it existed, or if you read the sales page, you'd probably pay for this, especially given its similarity to the IELTS exam. I mean, you go to, it's called cdlponline.org. cdlponline.org. I mean, if you just go to the website, my website, IELTSPodcast.com, you'll be able to find this, and you'll be able to link, and you'll be able to click there directly. But we've got all the different topics: working, law and government, family, school, health and safety, housing, money, science and technology, going places. So there's already quite a few topics that are similar to the IELTS topics. So that's a bonus. And then you click on one of these, and we've got about 50 different exercises. And what I mean by exercises, you click on one of them, and it's very similar to the IELTS. And you've got something like Save the Forest. Okay, and it's some text all about saving the forest. You can listen to it. Then you click next, and it's going to give you some of the new words that you might hear there, some of the more technical words. Then you're going to do some more listening exercises where it will say the word, and then you've got to spell it, so it checks that you understand it. And then you've got to match the word with the meaning. So this is a very useful tool to build your vocabulary, and you're not just building it in the sense of reading complicated articles and writing down the words. This is really testing your understanding, making sure that you get the correct pronunciation first time, and this is a very useful and valuable way to improve your IELTS vocabulary. So once again, the domain name for that is cdlponline.org. Now, next on the list is another absolute treasure chest, and this is one for more the for the students who are struggling with their writing and want to do some grammar exercises. So I think the best way to use this would be, first of all, get your essay checked, and then if you see lots of errors with prepositions, then get online, go to this website and do lots of preposition exercises. The name of this website is english-hilfen.de, and this was a site designed for German students of English, but it doesn't matter because all the exercises are in English, and there is so many there. I mean, you know how the Germans are with rules and with organization, and it's just absolutely reflected here because a lot of the English language is covered, very well structured, and the exercises are very practical. For example, let's just click on one here: gerund and infinitive, gerund after prepositions, gerund and infinitive. Okay. And then we've got to put the right form of the infinitive or the gerund, and we can just go through. Okay, and this is fantastic. You get your work back from an essay correction service, and then it says, okay, prepositions, adjectives, articles, whatever, and then you can just go through. And once again, like all the others in the list, this is self-study, so you get the answers. You don't need somebody else, so you can do it when you want to. All it's a question of is just doing like 20-30 minutes a day and slowly building up your abilities. Next on the list is quite an obvious one, but it's the British Council, and you need to go to learnenglish.britishcouncil.org. Okay, and this is absolutely fantastic, actually. Another really good one. I mean, we've got podcasts, we've got grammar and vocabulary, fun and games, business and work, so we could use this for general task 1 for the letter writing. And this one's probably a more practical one. Yeah, and there's even an IELTS section there as well with IELTS tips and IELTS interview skills. Okay, so that would probably be pretty good actually. IELTS tips there as well, yeah, reading tips and speaking tips. And the next one on the list is Elllo.org, and that's ELLLO.org. Okay, and this one's really good because you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of podcasts or audio recordings, each one about 3-5 minutes long. Lots of different accents. You've got Americans, you've got Brits, you've got a flag I don't recognize. Might be another country that speaks English. Jesus. All right, and you can read the script while you're listening to it. So you could probably just download it as well, listen to it a few times at work, try and get the meaning, then listen to it with the script in front of you. And then there's a whole quiz about the understanding, if you understood it or not, and you can learn the vocabulary. So they've picked out the words and the phrasal verbs as well that they think might cause a little bit of difficulty, and then they've given you full definition as well. So that's good for building up your vocabulary. And then with the what's it called now? And then after you've done the vocabulary exercises, there's a tab called speaking. And the speaking, what you do is you ask the question, you listen to the questions, and basically you can just treat this like an IELTS speaking exam. And it gives you, like, for example, the one I'm looking at now, it tells me there's a conversation all about lifestyle options, about some guy with his yard, which is similar to a garage. And then you go to the speaking and listen to this.
Why is it nice to have a yard?
Yeah, she says to you, why is it nice to have a yard? Okay, and then you can just practice giving your answers. Okay, and it might sound silly, so don't worry, just do it on your own or do it when everyone's sleeping. But not only are you going to practice your listening so you can understand the question in the exam, but you're also going to be able to practice your reply. Okay, and it's even got the question written in case you don't understand it, and to check your understanding. And it's also got a sample answer. The sample answer is probably a bit short for IELTS, but it's good guidance to get you going. Now, here's a bit of a fun one. It's called lyricsgaps.com. So if you're a bit fed up of doing all these exercises, you can go to lyricsgaps.com, find a song that you like, and actually learn the lyrics. And what you do is you just listen to the song, and then you just choose the actual word from some options, some click options, and then so you just put the answer there, and it will tell you whether or not you're listening correctly, if you've understood the actual lyrics correctly. Okay, this is just a bit of fun, helps you to improve your vocabulary, it'll help you improve your listening as well. And we were talking with the actual owner of the website, and she says that the flashcards are also useful, so you might want to check that out. Coming towards the end of the list now, we've got what's called Laurie's ESL website. This is another one that doesn't look amazing, okay, but once you get started on it, it's actually quite good. And what I like about this one is that you're doing a quiz and you get your answer immediately, as well as with the explanation. Okay, so this is for good if you want to test your grammar and you want to get instant feedback. Okay, so you just work through the quizzes, and it gives you your score, gives you the explanation, and it gives you guidance on what to do. Guidance and why it's correct and why it's not. So That's a pretty useful website. Be careful though, one or two of them of the quizzes don't actually get you there, but it's worth having a rummage around and finding some of the quizzes that you might be struggling with. For example, if you've got a problem with articles, you can go there and have a good look around. Now, just to finish the podcast, I'll tell you quickly about two others. There is the talkenglish.com website, and that's really good because you listen to an audio recording, then you view the questions, and then you can see the actual dialogue between them. You can actually see the transcript, and it's just good for working through. So that's talkenglish.com. And then the other one is Mondo's EFL World. Okay, and what I like about Mondo's is that it's all up to date and contemporary topics. So this is very similar to the IELTS topic. These are very similar to the IELTS topics in that you're going to find stuff about law and government, technology, politics, environment, all of these topics. So you can build up your vocabulary, and it's kind of a fun approach to what usually isn't that fun. Okay, so you can have a look at those. Go to IELTSPodcast.com and you can see the whole list with all the links there. There's a few more on there that I haven't mentioned because they're just cut for time here, but you'll definitely enjoy it. All right, and while you're there, why don't you sign up to IELTSPodcast.com? There's some great resources, even more resources that I send out via email. And also when you sign up, you'll get the massive PDF with all the sample essays, the QCAD questions, the task 2 questions, task 1 questions, absolute bundle of value there. Okay, so if you are struggling with your IELTS, don't worry, keep pushing, keep going, and you will get there eventually. And yes, thanks for listening. If you've got any suggestions, if you want to hear a podcast about a certain topic, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. All the best and good luck.
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com.